welcome back to my channel. If you are new, special welcome to you. In today's video, we are diving into updating my June 30th paycheck budget. And for my June 30th paycheck, it covers all my expenses between July 1st and July 14th. So let's get down to seeing how I've been doing with the spending. All right, so the first thing that I'm going to be doing is add some money to the side hustle line item. I received a reward from Rakuten for $17.43. I received a refund from AT&T for internet bill that was paid in May that shouldn't have been paid because I moved May 6th. So I got back the prorated amount, and that's $55. And an extra $350 I got from my husband for some side hustles that he did. All right, so just let's add those. That's $350 right there, plus 55 plus 1743. And I thought about adding this into the upcoming pay period, but because it was received in this period, I just decided to go ahead and include it here just to make sure that I have everything covered. If there's anything left over, then I'll just do a rollover into the next period. All right, so before I go any further, I'm just going to go over to my expense tracker. Let's see what we have been doing. So on July 2nd, we got fuel for car number 1, and that was $53.48. We got groceries on the 3rd for $178.82. We got fuel for car number 2 on the 6th, and that was $33.10. There was car maintenance on the 7th for car number 1. That's $123.76. I did not budget for this line item. And on the 8th, my Apple subscription came out for $199. I'm not sure why this Apple subscription is $199. I thought it was 99 cents. But I'm also wondering if I had set up my Google subscription to come from my Apple wallet as well. I think that's what I did. That's why it's $199. So I'm going to double check into that to see why I'm spending an extra dollar right there. On the 10th, we did 2 transactions on the 10th. One was for Microsoft, my Microsoft 365 subscription for $6.99, and prescription copay for my son vacations, that's $79.55. And on the 11th, fuel for $60. So for groceries, it's a total of $178.82. For fuel, it's $60. No, this is not correct. Fuel cannot be $60. Okay, I need to update the formula that I have here. All right, so that means because I'm using a formula, I have to take out the car number 1 and car number 2 to have the correct the calculations to be correct. Okay, let me just do a quick double check here because I don't think this is correct either. So it's $146.58. Okay, fuel is $146.58 and prescription copay is $79.55. So I'm just gonna link these to my budget worksheet. Fuel, groceries, and prescription. Okay, so for these 3 line items that I just linked, fuel, groceries, and prescription, I can already see that I went over my budget for prescription by $29.55. Guys, I'm telling you that my son's prescription, I've been spending so much money on prescription for my son. Like I mentioned in one of my videos, he was recently diagnosed with type 1 diabetes, and it's really costly. In every sense, it's costly, but we'll get through it. All right, so for fuel, I budgeted $150 and I spent $146.58 so far. For groceries, we budgeted $200 and I spent $178.82 so far. All right, I know I need a few items, but I'm trying to hold out until the next paycheck because I do not want to go over the budget. All right, so let's just go to the top and we're going to start from rent. So rent was paid for $2,430.99. That was paid in full. The security bill was $77.32. That's another line item that was under budgeted. No activity was planned for these line items. Life insurance was paid for $45.99. That's another line item over budget. I did not budget for lawn, and for medical expenses, I did not budget. All right, so let me just continue to date, and then I'll just do an analysis at the end. For virtual sinking funds, which is covering my pest control, it's $19. Nothing was scheduled for emergencies, and let's see if we have anything that's going to go into the expense cushion or the rollover line item. My son was scheduled for the barber. That's not done as yet, so I think I'm just going to push it over to the next pay period. Car number 1 was paid for $244.19. Car number 2 was also paid for $230.94. And if you are new and wondering why these car payments are so low, it's because I'm using the split pay method, the split bill method. So the full month's payment is going to be $488.38 for car number 1. You can see here in the monthly section of my budget worksheet. And for car number 2, it's $461.88. So I actually split the payment in two based on how we are paid on the 15th and on the last day of the month, just to make it a little bit easier on our pockets when we're making the payments. For credit cards, my Ashley Home Store card was paid. That's the only one that I budgeted for because the others are going to be due on the 15th. And that was $30. The personal loans are also on the split pay method. So I paid a half on the 15th and another half on the 30th to close out that monthly payment of $1,240 for loan number 1 and $766.32 for loan number 2. That was paid as well. I did not make an extra debt payment for this period. Okay, for my giveaway section, my annual graduation award, I budgeted $700, but with the exchange rate, it's $679.99. So my annual graduation award, it's in my home country, Jamaica, and I normally do 100,000 Jamaican dollars for a child, but for this year, because of the hurricane, I think the principal split that amongst 3 kids. So I'm fine with that, just to make sure that the parents are, or at least have some help with back to school for the kids. So that was $679.99. That includes the transaction fee. And for subscription, I have to go to my expense tracker for subscription. I did calculate this, so let me just do this quickly. $8.98 for subscription. Back over here. And there was nothing here. There was something that I did. There's something that I need to update. Oh, I didn't update the income section. So the rollover cushion was $1,735. Combined income was $3,066.90. And we had all the overtime and the rewards totaling $1,773.82. I did get this $80 from the girls. There was no transfer. And the $700 that I transferred from that $700 was to cover the giveaways. All right, so there was car service that I did not budget for, but I need to add it into the budget because that was paid for. Where is that line item? All right, I'm gonna put it in unexpected, did not budget. So car number 1 was service. Let me check my expense tracker right here to see something. Oh, it's here, $123.76. Yes, let me check that on my books as well. All right, so my husband's car needed servicing, so we took it to the dealer. That was $123.76. All right, so there is $340.08 left over. And what I'm going to do with that $340.08 is to put it into my expense cushion so I can roll it over for my next budgeting period. I probably should have allocated this money right here. No. Yes, I need to allocate this 422.43 so that my budget can be in compliance with the zero based. So this unexpected 123.76, and so I'm left with 298.67. I'm gonna put it right here. 298.67. All right. So you probably are wondering why it's $298.67, but here I have $340. That's because some of the line items are under budget, some are over. So let's go through to see exactly what's going on. All right, so for housing and general expense category, I budgeted $2,945.99. I spent $2,959.25. For my savings and sinking funds, I only budgeted $19, and that's the only amount that was taken out. I'm going to highlight this section right here. I'm going to put it in this color, right? Because just in case there is any event that I need to take care of before I get paid on the 15th, this is where the money is going to be coming from. So I'm going to keep that highlighted. For the barber, I did not spend the $35 that I allocated for my son because he didn't want to go to the barber just yet. So I think I'll be taking him this weekend because he asked about it yesterday. So I'll be taking him this weekend. I'll make the appointment. So that money was not spent. So we have the zero here. That's $35 that was budgeted and not spent for the personal and discretionary. And moving over to the debt category, we budgeted $1,508.66, and that's the exact amount that was spent. For the miscellaneous category, I budgeted $700 for giveaways. I actually spent $679.99, so I'm left with $20 and a penny for this line item. For subscription, I'm over by $1.99 because I budgeted $6.99, but subscription came out to be $8.98. And for expected expense, $123.76 to cover the car service on the 7th. Okay, so right now I have $340.08 left into the account, and I am double checking as we speak in my banking app to make sure that's exactly what I have. Okay, and that is exactly what I have in the account, $340.08. All right, so there you have it, guys. I have updated my June 30th paycheck budget with some additional income, and I've updated the spending to date. I've gone through my expense tracker. I still have a few days before the next paycheck, and hopefully everything will stay as is. I definitely need to go get some groceries, but I'm trying to see how best I can stretch thin because I know that my next budgeting period is going to be rocky, and I need to keep this money just for coverage. All right, so if you have any questions, anything that I went through that wasn't clear for you, you can leave me a comment and I'll be sure to get back to you. If you are on your own debt-free journey, if you are budgeting, make sure that you are doing your expense tracking and make sure that you are updating to see where you are within your budgeting period, how much you are spending, how much you are overspending, so you can make the necessary adjustments as you go along. Remember that we're on a journey and we're going to be holding up each other as we go. All right? So until the next video, happy budgeting.